everybody. My name is Coach Romeo Goins. I'm the head coach here at Chemical Boxing University, located in Chemical, Kentucky. And I'm here to teach everybody the fistic arts. And I'm a teacher. I'm only a coach when my father's in the ring because the experience is the actual teacher. So I'm teacher first, coach later. Well, there was a guy down here that was doing some UFC, and me and him linked up. And we talked about it, and then we didn't see each other for like a month. So I went over there, and I had him do some mitt work with me. He was like, "Man, you're pretty good on this." I was like, "Man, you don't remember me? We talked about it." He's like, "Oh yeah." So he's like, "I need some help." So I got in there. I was doing a few little classes here and there, and then from there, here we are. Pretty much 3 years later. It's been a long journey, man. It's been a very interesting journey. The average man, probably would have quit by now, but I'm still slanging them things, man, and trying to change people's lives, trying to share this the fistic arts that I don't want it to be lost. It's something that I've always wanted to learn myself, and the thing about it is the self-confidence it builds, especially as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always the size 'em up game, right? You always want to be a protector, right? We always were originally protectors. So to feel like you can't protect yourself or those around you, sheer size of some individual, that's messed up. It's like you're walking around in fear, but you're trying to cover it up. But here with boxing, you go through all the fear, you go through all that. You come out of it a new person with new confidence. You walk around different. You know what you're capable of, and that says a lot. And that's what I'm trying to share with everybody, all the way across the board, women, children, the whole nine. Bullies back in the day, you needed a bully. Back in the day. Now, it's a little different. They're taking it a little different than they used to when I was coming up. So, we gotta teach them how to protect themselves. But first you want to teach them how to avoid the fight. And then if you get back to the corner, you'll be able to take care of yourself. So that's what I'm trying to give to people. And I also got people that have anger issues. Come in here, leave it all in the gym. Go home, feeling new. So boxing is universal. It's the universal language. You're gonna have those that come in here that want to go deal with somebody that's been pushing them around. Who was it? Ali? Somebody stole his bike. So you got people that are just living in fear. People that want to actually compete. That like the competitiveness. All walks, man. You just never know. But it's gonna be all of the above. It's gonna be one of those things. Whether they're beating themselves, somebody's physically beating them up, or they're beating themselves up mentally. It's not just physical in here, it's mental. This is a thinking man's game. And it's something Roger Mayweather always stressed. It's a thinking man's game, it truly is. And that's what makes my classes so difficult, because I make you think. It's not just, all right, everybody come here, hit the bag, whoop-de-whoop. Nah, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna have to think about it. So everybody thinks when they come in here, I'm gonna throw them in there and they're gonna have to box. Nah, you gotta work your way in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing. Everybody, that's the big factor. Everybody thinks when they come in here they're gonna have to step in their ring. That's not the case. Gotta come in here and learn first, and then we work our way into the ring. Everybody has potential. Some people don't know it. So it's my job to help them realize it. And I'm really good at seeing where people are mentally. And I take that and I apply it with my boxing. I'll also use things that people are interested in and apply it to boxing. I even apply it to my teaching. If somebody's not getting something, I might relate it to something that they're good at. And be like, yo, it's like doing a crossover on the basketball court. That's the movement. It's the movement similar. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So, potential. People don't realize until they come in here, and after about a week or so, when they learn something, they're like, yo, you gotta come in here. I try when somebody comes in here, I try to have them leave with something new. One of the biggest things in life that all individuals need to do and try to practice is learn one new thing every day. Something so simple, it could be a new word, whatever. So with my boxing, I try to apply the same thing. Whether it's, if you slipped this way yesterday, today you're gonna learn how to slip this way. I'm gonna give you just one extra. I'm gonna add on to it, right? So that's what I'm always trying to bring to the game. I study body language too. Boxing's the whole nine. So you think about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson whipped most fighters before the bell rang. Just sheer fear, they lost, right? So that's that mental game, right? Like I said, that's where you look at each individual and see what their story is, and you play off of the story. So some people you can teach a little bit more aggressively. Some people you gotta take it easy on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the whole psychological thing kicks in. It's psychological warfare against you and your opponent. It's more against the individual student themselves. Fear. People are so terrified to step in there. You wouldn't believe it, man. Some of the toughest guys around, you know, want to fight in the streets. Yo, come on over to the gym, man, where we can really do it. Nah, man, I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a real fear checker. Yeah, it'll check you, let you know who you are. Just like in war. You know, war's gonna let you know where you at when the shots are being fired. You know, you gonna fight or you gonna flee. Same thing in here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I do. I go into the mind and I expand from there. So yeah, I guess I gotta kind of be. I gotta play that role too. So like Keenan was saying, you know, I told him his mind was everywhere. So I was like, man, put it on paper so you can see what's going on. You know, so that's what this has done. It's always what am I good at? What do I need to be doing? Where's my what's my niche? And boxing is it. I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. It comes so easy to me as far as watching it, teaching myself, and applying it to make it useful, and then teaching my students. So it's taught me to be a teacher and to self-teach, you know. So it's made me a much better teacher. It's helped me to deal with people, period. You got so many personalities that walk through this door. It's crazy. And it's almost like people pay you for them to have an attitude, you know, or you got people that argue with you about their health. You're trying to give them, you know, yo, try this out. Nah, I'm doing this. It's like, man, you gonna argue with me about feeling better, living better? You know, so it's definitely taught me how to deal with people. It's taught me that I am a teacher, but I'm always a student, So I would say that I'm a student that's just sharing information that I've gathered over the years. So I've never ever mastered this. You know, always you think you know, but you don't really know, right? So even with truth, you know, something that's true right now, a few years from now, it may still be true, but there's some addition to it. Almost like when you go from high school to college, algebra gets extended. It's more spread out, the whole equation. So, yeah. Okay, so I got well, right now I'm trying to get some younger ones in here, and you know, I've had my son. I taught him when he was about 11 years old. He did pretty well, all the way up to the lady that just left out of here. She's 43, and she wants to compete. So the oldest I've had was 48. And she trained me for 2 years, and she would actually spar with me. So anywhere from, I'm actually about to get a 6-year-old, so 6 on up to 50, you know. So like I said, it's universal in age, race, color, the whole nine, you know. No matter what kind of job you do. It's so, this is one of the, other than the master teacher himself, this is one of the greatest teachers I've ever met with boxing. I've seen people come in here with PhDs and suck. And people that have dropped out or barely made it out of high school and fly through this. So it's a true humbling. You can't come in here thinking it's really gonna let you know where you at. I like Keenan's energy. Ever since I met him, I like his energy. And then, you know, over the course of time, he became my brother, my frat brother. He's a perfect example of that psychological, you know, building. So I seen what he was going through, and I helped him through it. But the thing that helped him through it was the realization of being it is what it is. So showing your true colors, you know. And if you're not being your true self around me, I can't help but to notice it. I have that discernment with everybody, you know, that comes through my doors. That works with me anyways. Give me enough time, and I'll discern. So. I know he was an athlete, and I know he had the potential. So, yo, rock with it. Let's make it go. Let's do it. Now, first, you know what I'm saying, it was some tough work. You know, it's been a while since he probably, you know, been doing anything active or whatnot. So just getting back into that groove. I had to get him back to that groove. He come in here, he trained, but it took us to really have a good talk one day. You know, our voices got a little loud, but I was trying to break him out of his chains, and when he broke out of his chains, boy, that joker came in here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, there it is. And ever since then, ever since that moment, man, he's been at it. Next you know, here he is, taking interviews, you know what I'm saying, got us at the radio stations. I mean, he's showing out. He got so much more potential. You know, it's still little things we got to work on, but for the most part, man, he's got the potential. It's just having the patience. And the thing is, where he's a teacher, I expect more out of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I jump on him a little bit extra at places. And then where he's my brother, but yeah, where he's a teacher, I with all my students, when you come here and you learn it as if when you leave here, you have to go teach it to somebody. That changes the aspect. You're not just coming here just going through emotion. Now you got to go home and show this to somebody. So you're going to really slow down and think about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really try to get him to do. And always try to give him, you know, the confidence that he needs. So let him know, man, you can do whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You just got to know what you want to do. You know, you can't just row your boat gently down the stream without a map, man. You need to know where you're going, else that stream going to take you somewhere you may not want to go, right? So, yeah, that's where he's at. He's a great guy, great student, plenty of potential, losing weight, feeling great, talking that stuff he likes to talk. He's my stuff talker. You know, he's coming, he's gonna talk that, and then we gonna walk that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my dude. Yeah. Footwork, people don't understand how much it is in boxing. It's not, you're boxing with your feet. So you gotta utilize your feet with your punches. That's where your power, that's where you pull the power from. The footwork is going to put you in a position to properly punch somebody as well. You know what I'm saying? So without that, that cut his training in half. So it's all about being defensively responsible, throwing good punches, generating power from here. That's the tricky part, generating the power from here. It's like he said, ain't no running. Yeah, you right here. And until I got down in the chair and sparred with him, his shoulders, like, it's crazy. It's a different world in this chair, man. It's a different world. So with him, it's just really defensively responsible, even though he, you know, kind of gets, but he be just feeling his team. It just be rubbing off on him. He wants some of that Philly shell too. So just being defensively responsible, paying attention to what he's doing, not, you know, looking away. It's about paying attention to what's going on. When he really gets that keen eye of seeing, like a Mayweather does, not missing much, it's gonna take him to the next level, you know. But from where he was to where he is now, incredible, absolutely incredible. So like I said, it's all up top, trunk, shoulders, core, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically how I work him, and it's working out just fine. Next to know, man, he's gonna be walking around this piece. You never know, man. We work miracles around up in here. Yeah. Just do it. Simple as that. Just do it. The hardest part is just doing it. Like Nike. Everybody talks and talks and talks, but nobody makes a trip over and walks through those doors. So just doing it is first thing, and then once you're in here, you work at your own pace. And that's with any gym. There's some gyms, they kind of get a little carried away, but the individual should have control of the experience themselves as far as being comfortable. If you ain't comfortable, then you don't need to be doing it. You know, something doesn't feel comfortable as far as a movement, that's different. But if you don't want to spar, you don't need to spar. You're being there doing something else. So don't feel like you have to come in here and hop in there and get your head beat off. First thing, come in here, see what it's about, go through the steps. You know, my thing is, take whatever you learn. If you learn 4 things, practice 2 of those things 200 to 500 times when you get home. That'll increase your speed. When you learn boxing, start slow. Slow and smooth. What one of the master teachers I studied has said, slow and smooth, the speed will follow. Okay, take your time. Don't worry about coming here and getting beat up. This is a really humbling fraternity. You don't see a whole bunch of boxers getting into it on the streets. Now, for a fight, yeah, but you don't hear about, oh, this boxer got into it with this boxer. We're a frat, man. We love each other. Boxers have that mutual respect. So, yeah, just do it. That's what I'm gonna tell you.